Hey guys, my name is Evolve, and in this video I'm going to give some tips and tricks so you can stop playing VR wrong. These tips are going to bring you from a new player to an experienced player of VR. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started with our first tip. Use a mat. When playing VR, you should put a mat on the floor to make sure you know where you are in your play space. Now you may be saying, why would I need that? I already have the Guardian system. Well, for two reasons. One, the Guardian system is very immersion breaking when in VR. And two, if your play space is too small, then all you see is the Guardian system popping up. Now you may be saying, well, I can just go to settings and turn down the sensitivity, but then there's no point in the Guardian system if it's just going to pop up when you're already in it. There's just not enough time to stop when you're in mid-punch in Boneworks. You'll end up punching your wall. To combat this, you should put a mat on your floor so you can feel the texture difference and you can be grounded in the physical world. Any mat will do as long as it's a different texture to your feet, and it works in the aesthetic of your play area. And that brings us to our next tip. Use a fan. This one is for all the VR content creators out there. You should use a fan not only to cool yourself off, but also to know which way you're facing in your room. This will help you know where your camera is in your room, so you don't have to take off the headset all the time to check. Any fan will work as long as it's big enough and can push enough air. Our next tip is to use a VR cover. As we all know, the sponge foam material on most VR headsets are comfortable at first, but quickly become flat and gross over time. The sponge material just absorbs all the moisture, oils, and bacteria on your face. There have been many cases where the VR cover will even give people a rash from bad stuff growing inside the foam. So to combat that is to get a VR cover that's made out of a material that is still comfortable but won't absorb stuff. I recommend getting them from the official VR cover website. Another tip in VR is to simply know your limits. Motion sickness is very real, especially in new users. So this tip is to say not to push it when you're feeling motion sick. So you should stop and take a break, drink some water, then hop back on when you feel better. Because if you get to the point of no return, even if you stop playing, you will still get extremely sick. Some symptoms of motion sickness are dizziness, feeling tired and unwell, and sweating. And these can lead to vomiting and nausea. Yeah, this is real. Don't take motion sickness lightly. If you use glasses, then you know how hard they are to use in VR. A glasses spacer comes in the box with the Oculus Quest and Oculus Quest 2. But all the spacer does is move your eyes away from the lenses, which messes up your FOV, which is your field of view. It'll make your FOV way higher than compared to using the glasses spacer. I personally don't use prescription lenses because I use contact lenses in VR. If you're interested in that rather than getting prescription lenses, just know that contacts are harder to put in for the first many times. You literally have to touch your eye to do this. But if you decide to do this, this will get you the best FOV in VR. This may seem like a weird one, but I recommend anyone who plays in VR to have a water bottle or glass of water handy. It is extremely important to stay hydrated in VR, especially when it's easy to forget how much time has gone by when you're immersed in VR. The next tip is to use a battery backup on standalone headsets like Quest and Quest 2. We all know the unimpressive battery life of the Quest and Quest 2. The Quest has around 3 hours of battery life, and the Quest 2 has around 2 hours of battery life. But to maximize your playtime, you should get a battery bank. Not only should you get one to have a longer battery life, but it'll also distribute the weight of the front-heavy device. Now, Oculus does make their own VR head strap that comes with a battery in it for the Quest 2. But it's just as easy to tape an anchor battery to the back of your headset and call it a day. Our last tip is to use a pair of headphones when in VR. Now, the speakers on the Quest are alright for spatial audio, but they lack a lot of punch compared to over-ear headphones or the Index speakers. To combat this, you should use a pair of high-quality headphones when in VR. Most over-ear headphones will fit over the Quest head strap comfortably. The one I use is the Corsair HS60. They provide good spatial audio while also offering the punch of bass that you can't get on the Quest speakers. And our last tip, turn on/off the lights. This might seem like a weird one, but on some headsets you should make sure it's as bright as possible in the room, and on some headsets you should just make it darker. It makes sense if you think about it. You should make sure your room is as bright as possible if you're playing on a Quest or Quest 2, or any other headset that uses cameras to track. You should do this because the Quest and Quest 2 cameras see the light bouncing off the controllers to track them in VR. You should turn off the lights when playing on PSVR or Windows Mixed Reality headsets, because those headsets have lights on them, and the headset or camera in the PSVR's case tracks them. If there's too little light, the Quest camera can't see the controllers. But if there's too much light, the PSVR's cameras can't see the light from the headset. And those are some tips and tricks to make you a better VR player. If you do at least some of these tips, it'll make you a better VR player and make you a lot more comfortable in VR. And it'll also make you look like a way better VR player. If you found any of these tips useful, then tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I try to post every 4 days for you guys. This has been Evolve, and thanks for watching.